On this episode of Cryptkowski Brothers, we went to Mammoth Caves National Park in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, in search of the Kentucky Goblins.
Tell Colonel Sanders there better not be any green in my chicken!
The first time we learned about the Kentucky Goblins was at the Mammoth Festival 3 years ago. We knew we had to learn more.
During our research, we also discovered this artwork that linked the Kentucky Goblins and Mammoth Cave system, though we found no documented sightings to back this up.
The only reported sighting of Kentucky Goblins was in 1955. During the encounter, several goblins stormed a house on the outskirts of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. They were looking to smash right through the front door.
There was a lot of gunfire, with no confirmed casualties on either side.
There are 3 different sketches of the Kentucky Goblins, with features in common amongst all depictions.
They stood between 2 to 4 feet, had big ears, big eyes, and long arms. Wait a minute, that sounds like me!
So where did the Kentucky Goblins go?
Were the owls mistaken for goblins?
Were they aliens and went back in their spaceship and flew away?
Are they hiding in the caves, deep below Kentucky?
We started a journey at Mammoth Caves National Park, then went to Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and stopped at the local visitor center. The following footage is what we found.
See, that's the one I was telling you about, Carnival Sunday.
There's just a lot of caves in there. This is the geographic feature.
Right, this is a parked area around.
Really? Yeah. That is my favorite. The Kentucky Goblin loves hexagon forward face.
Back in my day.
No wonder why the Kentucky Goblins are here. They have so much room. And all these holes. So strange. Why do they even exist? Are these for Kentucky Goblins or mice? Is that the road to Goblinville?
Oh, stop! Flickering the lights!
No goblins on this tour, but we did learn a lot about the history of Mammoth Caves. Couldn't find anything goblin related here, but there are owls. Let's see what prints we have. Dog prints, footprints, dog prints. Well, looks like there's no goblins here. So we're done with our tour at Mammoth Caves. So now we're deciding to go outside and see if we can find any goblins that decide to get some sunlight and fresh air.
We came at the perfect time because nature gave us this weapon and am now ready to slay the goblins. This is also a perfect view. And now I can't use it. The Green River is made up of water that comes from the Mammoth Caves.
The Green River would be an excellent food and water source for the Kentucky Goblins when they cannot find much in the cave.
We searched the Mammoth Caves and walked along the trails, but still no sign of the Kentucky Goblin.
If the Kentucky Goblin is anywhere in Mammoth Caves National Park, it be here on Goblin Knob. Let's go check it out.
Then after that, let's go to Hopkinsville.
In about 4.5 miles, turn right onto Ugly Creek Road.
Goblin Knob. If goblins are anywhere here, it'd be here. This is a goblin hole if I've ever seen one. We've reached Goblin Knob!
But there's no sign of a Kentucky Goblin.
Made for the Hopkinsville Visitor Center.
This is actually not this new remodeled center.
Oh, wow. Do you see anything that you might like in here? Do you like to read books? Yeah.
Why did you make this place in the first place?
Well, hi, I'm Amy Rogers. I'm the Executive Director for Hopkinsville Visitor Center. Thank you all so much for having me here. I personally did not make this place, the Visitor Center. This was put here in 2017, but the goal was for people to come in and to learn so many cool and interesting things, just like you all heard about the Kentucky After Dark and the Kelly Little Green Men. That's what we're here for. This place is here so that we can let people explore the history, mystery, and adventure associated with Hopkinsville. And we just happen to have some goblins that, hey, that's what we're aiming for.
Well, I was looking at these and I was wondering why some of them have different designs on them and different names.
Right. Well, those were designed by the brother of Miss Geraldine Stitt. She is the lady that goes around. Her dad was the one that shared the story with her. So her brother made those. And the reason they look different is because when the three gentlemen that were explaining what the aliens look like to the media, those were their depictions. So what they saw when they encountered these aliens is the description that they gave to the policemen and everyone that was there. So that's why they are different, because they each said that they had some different alien characteristic to them.
So what are your thoughts on the Kelly Hopkinsville incident?
I absolutely firmly believe that something did happen back in 1955. I do not believe that we are alone in this world. There's only so many times you can hear an account of the same thing happening over and over. I do believe that something happened here that was supernatural. And it's just amazing that we are able to share that part of history with folks, and for young, bright gentlemen like yourself that want to know what happened. I do believe that something happened. I do.
So, do you know anything about any of the sightings that happened after the initial one?
I don't. As far as I know, when that happened back in 1955, I have not heard of anything else that was linked to Hopkinsville that they came back. Who knows? I guess that just means we have to look up in the sky a little bit more to see if, maybe they'll come back one day. You never know.
So, from what I know, there has been some accounts of people thinking that, like, they've been visited by the Kentucky Goblins, kind of like staring at them through their windows. Have you ever heard of anyone say anything about being visited by any extraterrestrials or anything?
Not on my watch. I have not personally heard anyone say that, they were visited, but who knows? There probably is someone out there, and maybe they just don't want to say anything because of fear. If they did, I would hope that they would share, because that would be something really groovy to know, that if someone else, did you see it? Like, and to share that with us so we can know, are they linked to the ones that were here in 1955 or not?
So what do you think the Kentucky Goblins are? Do you think they're extraterrestrials or creatures on the earth themselves?
In my personal opinion, I would think that they were extraterrestrials. I think that they are from another world, and they just came to visit and check us out to see what was going on. What do you think they are?
In my opinion, I think they are race of creatures that evolved that are in the Mammoth Cave systems, and they just use the ginormous size to be able to get to place, so they could pop up anywhere in. Like, the Mammoth Cave system's so big, there could be some of the Mammoth Cave system like deep underground beneath us right now.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't know about it.
Awesome. I think, you know what? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. But I love your take on that, because I never even thought about that. So thank you for enlightening me with that.
About on the far of like the different designs or looks of the Kentucky Goblins, one of them is a true one, or they're all linked together in some way? Or what are your thoughts on the way they look?
I think the thoughts on why they're different is because there were 3 different ones, just like us. We all look different. So I'm sure if there are aliens out there, and as I said, I do believe that we are not alone. I think they were just that way because they were just different.
Well,
they just looked different.
Well, apparently in the saying there was 12 of them that attacked. So maybe there was maybe some of them looked the same, or some that weren't seen at all. Because you think there was 12, just they saw 12 on a distance, so they didn't really see it because that's the point where they're like, no, I don't want to stick around anymore.
Yeah, perhaps. Never know.
What other cryptids are you interested in?
I am interested in all types of cryptids, and I think because there's so many different ones that are out there to explore and learn. So I just am drawn to the fact that there are cryptids out there, and I think it's really cool that we learn and explore, just like the Kentucky After Dark books, that I provided for you. There's all different stories and sightings in there. So I am just interested in all of them. I don't have a specific one. Of course, the goblins back behind me are kind of near and dear to my heart, but I am interested in everything that is out there. I think it's important that we know and learn. Yeah.
This has been quite the learning experience.
And now there's only one thing left to do.
We found no goblins at Mammoth Caves, but it was very fun and very informative.
The people at the Hopkinsville Visitor Center were great, and they made the trip to Hoptown worthwhile. Sponsor time! Do you like eating goblins? Well, then you should try KFG. Yeah, that's right. Real fried goblins with a variety of flavors and sandwiches to choose from. Did you think McDonald's fries were good? You should just wait until you try our Gobbo fries. They'll knock you out of this world. Scan this QR code right here to get 50% off your next online order. And now, back to the video.
Next episode, we're going to a sweet home.
Looking for a man made of metal.
Like, subscribe,